Hello everyone, L Director here. Welcome to L Director Presents. For today's episode, I thought we'd do another backpacking trip. Only this time, it's in that transitionary period between winter and spring. As you can see behind me there, everything is basically dead. Today is March 2nd, 2010. Temperature today feels like it's around 55 degrees maybe. But it's going to get cooler here the higher up I go, and we might even see some snow if we're lucky. So it's definitely going to make things fun. But let's sit back and relax, and we'll have a good time. You guys missed it. I just had a bug fly to my eye. Man, less than 10 minutes into hiking, and already it's getting hard to survive. This could be fun. Well, I figured I'd go ahead and talk to you guys for a bit while we're sitting here walking, hiking. Where I am is I'm at Liberty Lake, which is one of my favorite spots because it's only about a half-hour drive from where I live, and it's easy to get dropped off by friends or something like that if I need to. But I love the area. I've been here I don't know how many times, and I know the area real well too, which is nice, and that's important when you're going out and trying out new things, or in my case, trying to make a video while you're trying to backpack as well. So we do a couple cool things for you guys today. Since it is the winter months, we'll go through and I'll show you my gear when I get to my camping spot. I've also got a couple other little surprises as well that I think you guys will like. And it just goes to show that, I can still have a pack that, in this case, because it's my heavy gear, it's probably about 25 pounds. But I can have some luxuries. We'll just leave it at that for now, and you guys get to see what those are later. But anyway, Keeper and I are out here. There's the dog. Keeper, sit. Sit. Say hi. Yeah, it's the dog. It's Keeper, a little black lab. And yeah, so it's about 1:50 right now, and hopefully we'll be there in about an hour. That is called goat's beard, and that stuff is awesome. It's kind of like a moss of some sort. See, this tree's just covered in this hair, this goat's beard. What's really cool about it is that it's like a natural fire starter. Now, that goat's beard was a little too green. You want it to be black, which means it's dry and it's going to take a spark real easy. If all you have is a flint bar, which I've got more than a flint bar, but that's basically what I'm using as my flint and steel today. So, yeah, if the one of the important things I like to do is as I'm walking, I'll be picking stuff up, because you never know what you're going to find or what you're not going to find later on when you decide to camp for the night. So pick things up along the way. That's a survival tip number 1. Keeper and I have been at this for about half an hour. Definitely got cooler as we gained some elevation. The air is also very, very moist right now, which means that it could rain tonight, which will be fun. But yeah, hiking with this 25-pound pack made me appreciate that much more my 10 to 15-pound pack in the summer. So yeah. Alright, well, we made it to the Cedars in just under 45 minutes. We were hauling. Bad part is I started sweating, which in the winter you don't want to do because you can get hypothermia at night if you don't get a chance to dry off. Fortunately, I know that I'm going to have a fire, and I've got still some time to be able to dry off. Anyway, now that we're at the Cedars, right below Sam Hill, time for me to go off to my hiking spot. So that's where we're going right now. And I guess I'll go ahead and bring you guys along with me, just for the heck of it. It's beautiful out here today, though. Oh, I love this. And I got a little creek we gotta cross up here. This Keeper. The dog loves the water. She really loves it. Keeper girl. Let's see if I can cross these logs while videotaping and not falling in. Alright, we made it. So, I've actually camped out around here before, and we'll go up to my old camping spot here real quick. We're going to go to someplace a little bit different this time. This is good. It's the earliest I've been out here. Last year I was here my friend Chelsea, middle of March, and there was snow everywhere. And there's no snow today. It's very wet, but there's no snow. Alright. Well, I've camped here before. In fact, this is where I was in my last video. You guys might recognize this. Looks like someone else has been here since me. And where I'm going is up that way. We're basically off-roading now to get to my special spot. I actually found the spot with my friend Amanda right after we shot the fall episode. So kind of cool. Oh, it's sunny up here too. I like that. This is awesome. Woo! Okay. Haha. Haha, found it. I love knowing this area like the back of my hand. I'll show you guys here. Just get a little closer. Alright. That is where I camped with Amanda last time. Good news is, look at all this firewood we got. There's wood everywhere. And I really love fire. Heck, I might even burn this place down. No, I'm just kidding. But this is cool. So when I was out here last time, I came, whoa, trippage. This is the same stick I used right here to tend the fire. These logs were actually in the fire. I was burning them in half. And I laid right here. I didn't even have a tent that trip. It was crazy. Okay, well, we got a bit of a dilemma right now. When I was up here last time, when we camped back that way, the only thing I didn't like about it was we were basically on this little ridge, like a little game trail. And so there was a lot of slope around there, which made for kind of a dangerous camp. Down here, it's quite a bit flatter. Only drawback is that we're right next to the water, which means it's going to get really cold at night. So I think what we may do is we may go up that way and just see what's up there and see if there's a better spot. Okay, so we hiked up a little bit more. We're now about a quarter of a mile from the trail itself, from the base of Sam Hill. So we're completely on our own now, which is good. We came up a little bit higher. It's definitely a little bit warmer up here, which is good. So just slightly. It's enough that you get away from the water. I mean, we still got water right there, but we're not going to be right on top of the water, which is good. So, I mean, look at this spot right here. This is beautiful. It's nice and flat. Plenty of open space. And also, I don't think we're the first ones to be here either. There's a water bottle there, water bottle there. Don't know if it's any good, so I'm not going to drink it. Heck, it could be moonshine. I might have to just smell this stuff just to see. That'd be awesome. But it looks like this is where that fire pit was. In fact, they even left me a grill. How cool is that? So, definitely gonna make do of it. Especially if this was an actual survival situation, I would definitely want to be saving those plastic bottles, using the grill, anything I can do to make my life that much easier. But I think this is what we're gonna call home for the night. This is gonna be home. Get the pack. I'll show you guys what we got. This is a Kelty Red Cloud 6400. It means it holds 6,400 cubic inches of space. The pack itself weighs 6.5 pounds though. By comparison, my Go Light pack, which you saw in the last episode, weighs just 1.5 pounds. So, I mean, there's quite a bit of weight right here on the pack. The reason why I used this pack today is because I know it's going to be colder tonight. It's going to get into possibly the mid-30s. So the temp's going to drop, it's going to get cold, and I can't get away without a sleeping bag. Unfortunately, the only sleeping bag I have weighs about 3 pounds, but it's good to -20. So I was like, alright, well, I gotta suck it up, carry the extra weight, but it'll be warmer. So between my pack and sleeping bag, that's almost 10 pounds right there. The good news is that the rest of my gear, I don't really have much of anything. I mean, I've got a blanket for the dog to keep her warm, foam pad to insulate me from the ground, got my tube tent, which we saw in the last episode, a trusty buck knife, survival kit, and some warmer clothes for at night. Oh, and then of course, you know, the food, which we'll get into later. So, the good news is that once you know how to go ultralight, you can still use most of your gear, but then just make sure you're adapting for whatever time of year it actually is. Now, had this been an actual survival show, obviously I would try not to bring anything with me, but I'm not that crazy about doing this yet. I don't even know how these web series are going to take off. So if they do, maybe in the future I'll come out with nothing but my knife and my flint. Speaking of flint, as always, carry the flint bar, or the flint and steel on my neck, on a lanyard. And as always, Harmony soy nuts, great source of protein, great source of calories, which you really need out here. So I'm going to take a quick snack break, maybe get some water, and get camp set up. You want some? Never ever spoil your backpacking dog. Because then she ends up like mine. Well, that took 10 minutes to do. But anyway, now we got the tent set up. You always want to sleep with your head at the top. That means I'll be up here. And everything can be in there and stay nice and dry tonight. This material, believe it or not, is actually waterproof. It's also, I don't know if you can see the texture on that, but that's also ripstop as well. Alright, well, I can see sunline's still up there. It's I don't have this on autofocus, that's okay. Coming up on 3 o'clock now. I think my next step is to get some firewood after I lay out my sleeping bag so it can poof up. That's another important tip. Especially in the winter when you're using a sleeping bag. You want to make sure that you unroll the thing way ahead of time. That way it has time for the fill to poof up to keep you warm at night. Ooh, this is bad. Don't ever do this. This is a big no-no. Stuck my knife into the tree there. I could have easily forgotten about it. Not one of my brightest maneuvers. I'm going to go ahead and use some rope, tie it to this, and then I'm going to go hang it in the river and let it get nice and cold from the creek over there. So we'll go ahead and we'll get this ready. Oh, it's just sitting in nothing. It's only 4 o'clock, but I'm already starting to get a little bit hungry. I'm going to do part of my dinner now. And for that, we're going to do chicken Polynesian, and I add a package of ramen noodles to that as well. It's going to make it taste pretty good. This one's pretty cool. Turn on the gas. There we go. There's a little click button. Lights it up instantly. And it's primed and ready to go, assuming that the base is stable. Whoa! That was pretty cool, huh? Alright, that's now boiling, which means all those diseases and parasites have been killed. I added some ramen noodles, like I said, in there to bulk it up a little bit more. Just pour it into the pouch. Without knocking the pouch over. Got to loose it there. Sealed up and you're good to go. Look at that, it already fogged up my lens. One of the challenges I've been having right now is that it's so hard to find good big logs like these. And I've basically had to resort to taking down some dead trees that were still standing and knocking them over. It's a lot more work than I'd like to do. But all the big logs on the ground are just soaked to the bone. They're not going to do me any good for the fire tonight. I think what I'm going to do right now, I'm feeling like some lemonade. I don't want to bust into the margarita quite yet. That's going to be more of a fireside drink. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one of these plastic bottles over here, and I'm gonna go rinse this thing out, fill it up with some water, dump some iodine tablets in it to purify the thing, and then I have some lemonade that I can mix in with that. So I will do that, and yeah, and then by then my dinner should be ready to cook, or ready to eat, so yay! These are iodine tablets. This is what's going to purify that water that came out of the creek to make sure it's safe to drink. I'll show you what these look like here. But they down like that. Man, seriously, I don't know how Survivor Man does this by himself. It's hard work. Anyway, they have a piece of cotton in there, which you can use as a fire starter if you need to, but that's just to keep the pills from bouncing around. And since I'm not sure about that water bottle, I'm going to do 3 of these. Okay, those are iodines. Drop them in. You sit down there, they do their thing. You don't want to shake it up yet. We'll do that afterwards, after I get ready to add the lemonade to it. Alright, now that I've got my water being treated for lemonade later, let's check on my food. I'm going to use my plastic spork. Open up like that. I used to use a titanium one, but this is a lot lighter. And it came with my cooking pot, so kind of cool. Let's see what we got here. I ought to hold the camera and open this at the same time. See how this works. Oh, yum. Oh, that looks good. Smells amazing. Chicken Polynesia. I'm going to place you guys right down there so that, no, spread out my little spider legs. A little spider pot on this thing. And now you get to watch me eat. Stir this up a little bit. And if it's too bland because I added more noodles, I'll just dump in the chicken flavor packet that I had from earlier. It's good. Definitely needs that seasoning though. So I'll go ahead and we'll add that to it. Seasoning packet. Chicken flavor. Sodium in that stuff though. It's the only thing I don't like about it. And I've got a little pile over there for garbage that I will burn up when I get my fire going here in a little bit. Actually, I'll probably want to get that going shortly. It's starting to get really dark. One thing about the mountains, sunsets, I'd say probably about an hour earlier than it does down low. And if I look at my watch, it's now 4:30. The sun's been setting around 5:30. So that makes perfect sense. I'm so dark I can't even see my face. Sorry about that, guys. It's alright. Let's try this now. Ooh, there's pineapple in here. That is good. Nothing like freeze-dried backpacking food when you're in the great outdoors. Alright, now we're going to do a fire with no matches, okay? Big secret right here, cotton ball covered in Vaseline. Put that on my little rock there. This is basically going to go up like a candle, I hope. Cool thing is you can fit like 6 cotton balls in a film canister. I know no one uses film cameras anymore, but if you can find and get your hands on one, definitely worth it. You don't want to just leave it there solid. You want to kind of fluff it out a little bit so it'll take the spark. Stick that on here. I've got the rock set up. Again, we always start the fires on the rocks to keep it up off the ground. Got some twigs ready. And I'm going to basically start building it up this way. And let's give this thing a shot. Okay, well you can see we're finally getting somewhere now. It's definitely taking a lot longer though, and it's taking a lot more work and time than they usually do. So, but we do have fire, so that's good. So, I think by far the creepiest part about being out here is just the isolation. It's amazing. I know I said that last time too, but you really don't notice it until you're put in the situation. I mean, I hear planes fly by up ahead. They have no idea I'm down here. It's like, it's almost depressing. Like if I was lost or something, that, yeah, I don't know if I'd ever be found. Really kind of puts things into perspective. I'm thinking I may just turn in early. I've got my margarita over there. Have some of that here, and throw what I have left as far as this wood on the fire. Man, this stuff is just so damp it won't stay going. Unless I want to be up all night gathering wood, which I don't. Okay, well I'm going to use my my headlamp to light myself up here. I thought it was going to be going to bed already, but because I couldn't keep the fire going. And then I made an astonishing discovery that I'm going to remember for forever, basically. And that's that birch bark, no matter if it's wet or dry, burns very well. Now I knew it burned well dry, but I didn't know it burns well wet. That's birch bark. So you can see right here, maybe, I have a whole pile of birch bark now, and I can probably keep this fire going for another 45 minutes to an hour, just by feeding in bark every now and then. Gotta love it. Alright, made it through the night, and it actually wasn't bad. I actually slept pretty warm, and I know Keeper did too, and it wasn't until about, I don't know, an hour ago that she started getting cold, and I ended up literally spooning with her underneath my sleeping bag, which I was using as like a blanket rather than actually a bag, and I kept her warm that way because she started to shake. Anyway, I think we're gonna go try to make some breakfast or something like that, and probably get ready to get out of here. Alright guys, it's 7:10 now, and I'm starting to break down camp. I'm not seeing any blue sky right now. Looks like it's all clouds, and looks like it could rain, so hopefully I get out here quickly. Well, I couldn't just leave you guys here.